What's up, fight fans? Big Tone MMA here, and let's just bite down our mouthpieces and get right into the news today. We got Paulie Malignaggi and Conor McGregor. Their sparring footage has finally some of it has been released. We have 24 seconds of a 36-minute sparring session released by Dana White on his Twitter page. We have the 10-second clip, which has the knockdown, and we're going to roll that right now. So there it is. That is part two of two clips that Dana put on Twitter. The other being just 14 seconds of McGregor landing some hard punches on Paulie. The two supposedly aren't in the same time frame or whatever. They're in different rounds. That's what Paulie claims. He's been all over Twitter saying different things that you can check out on his Twitter page. He's got if you want to wade through all of that. But we have here the knockdown, and it's being contended that maybe it's not a knockdown. In my mind, it is a knockdown, despite Conor McGregor's left hand seeming to graze Paulie and then kind of rest on his back or his neck and guide him down to the mat. But if this was a boxing match and these two were fighting for real, that'd be considered a knockdown. It'd be a 10-8 round for Conor McGregor. I mean, sorry, and that's that. If you want to pull anything from this, I guess it would be that Paulie kind of looks like an idiot after claiming that he was this happened from a push from the clinch is what he initially said. That does not appear to be true. At least not the picture that the MacLife photographer took seems to line up with where Paulie's at when he falls down to the mat, and where the knockdown occurs. I mean, and I think it's somewhere in between what the MacLife photographer claimed, which is that this was the pure, unadulterated power of Conor McGregor, and Paulie's claim that it was a push. It wasn't. It clearly wasn't. The ridiculous and amazing power of Conor McGregor, but it also wasn't a push from the clinch. You have a knockdown, and it happened. I guess the point is, do you want to take anything away from this? Should you be changing your opinion on Mayweather McGregor, which is now just happening in a couple weeks? Should the odds change? Hell no, they shouldn't. This is crazy. You have people comparing Paulie to Mayweather. The fact is, even in the best shape of his life, in the prime of his career, Paulie just does not hold a candle to Mayweather. Hate Mayweather as a person, sure. He's not exactly a upstanding person or anything, but he is 49-0 as a boxer, one of the greatest defensive boxers of all time, and one of the greatest boxers, period, in the sport. So what can you take away from this? Not much, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not going to matter when it comes down to fight day. You have, I think what this accomplishes is the fact that it's keeping this fight in the news. And fault McGregor all you want, but he's been promoting the hell out of this fight. He's actually been doing more than Mayweather, in my opinion, who last time I saw him in the headlines was pushing for 8-ounce gloves. And that's not even a possibility with the Nevada regulations and the weight class they're fighting at. So it was pretty much a non-factor. And I don't think anyone was thinking that McGregor wasn't going to pull his end of the stick when it comes to promoting this fight. He does a great job of promoting fights. Doesn't change the fact that I don't think he has a chance in hell when this comes down to fight night. But he's definitely been doing his part when it comes to that. Now, when we get down to where does this leave Paulie? It seems like he's kind of gearing up for a comeback, doesn't it? He's been very active on social media, especially since the sparring footage released. He probably wants that big payday and that fight with McGregor. I can't say that I think that's going to happen, but I do think that he will get. He's obviously wanting to fight again, and he might get some smaller kind of boxing match with somebody else, and more power to him. Um, as far as where does you know the MMA, my opinion on the MMA fighters, fighting in UFC. Do I think? But I don't want to see more MMA fights, MMA fighters fighting in boxing. I don't want to see. I don't like I'm not a big fan of the cross promotion thing. I know MVP from Bellator, Michael Venom Page is going to be doing some boxing, and I just can't get into it. It's not. I enjoy both sports. Obviously, I'm a much bigger MMA fan, but I do like boxing. I watch some of the bigger marquee boxing fights, and I enjoy them. But I can't get behind the MMA crossover into boxing. Let the boxers box, and I think this comes down to fighter pay and they see how much boxers were getting. They've been seeing how much boxers were getting paid, and they wanted that money in. And frankly, MMA fighters just don't get paid very much. So that's why I think this is becoming an issue. And so now we're stuck in this position. But I mean, what should this change the odds? Should you be changing your opinion on the boxing match? I say no. If you have, if you disagree with me, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this whole beef between Paulie and Connor. Um, was it? Some people don't think it's a knockdown. Do you not think it's a knockdown? What's your opinion on that? Where does Paulie go from here? Does he stay retired? Does he get another fight? Does he fight McGregor? And where does McGregor go? And where does MMA as a sport go? Are we going to see more of these cross promote these more of these MMA fighters in boxing? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Just leave a comment below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.